Squirrel Rosenberg Radio coming to you live and direct on a rainy, wet, cool night in Paterson, New Jersey as we broadcast live from the lab. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Bradley who popped in on the last show. You're going to be seeing that soon on our YouTube channel because we're working on some technical glitches on that. But before I even segue into that, let me remind you, all our stuff you're hearing is going to be available on our SoundCloud. YouTube's going to be moving. Instagram's going to be popping. We're going to be streaming this live because tonight, we're moving. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio is honored and blessed to have some exclusive guests in the house as we are growing. But before I do that, you know what I like to do here. I like to big up people in the house and big up my crew. So first, let me give a big round of applause to Rob and Manny behind the camera. Thank you so much for being here, guys. This is a real organic movement you're seeing. I want to give a big shout out to my son, Nazi E-Dub, handling everything. Looking beautiful. Max, respect. Thanks for coming through. Ellie holding down the back. And of course, my guest that's in the house tonight, Uneek and New Era. Bong, 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 bong. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. I know when you walked in, you were like, yo, you can call me Era. But you know what's so funny? My mom brought me up well, and he said, yo, do not disrespect anybody's name. So it's Uneek and New Era. Thank you guys for stopping by tonight.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So number one is I always like to thank my guests for taking the hike up to Mount Everest. Thank you so much.
Man, we took it twice.
I mean, it's cool.
We took it twice.
I mean, today was leg day anyway at the gym, so it's cool.
Oh, nice. You just got the workout in.
Yeah.
No, but what's so funny, I saw your boys walk in, and I want to give you boys a big round of applause for being here, too.
Shout them out,
big shout out, guys, for taking the ride up, you know what I mean?
The...
So everybody came up and held on to a chair or two as they walked in. And then my wife ran over with the water and the oxygen to revive you guys. So, yeah, the altitude is a little bit high up here, but thank you so much for coming through. I really bless you for doing that. So, and I always like to ask, when you walk in and you saw the space, what you thought of the studio?
Probably the best studio we've been into.
Yeah, let's toast to that.
Let's
toast to that. Bong, bong, bong.
Yes.
Enjoying the Heineken on the set right now. Also some Poland Springs, and we are sipping a little bit of Don Julio on the back. Thank you so much, bro. We put a lot of effort. As a matter of fact, it was an organic effort.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, we just really put everything together, and all the Heineken cases that you're seeing around were here before we started the show.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, the whole story started where I was sitting here having a couple of Heine's, which is the beer I drink, as you know.
Yeah, that's my beer. That's my go-to. Anytime I go out, I'll be like, Heineken, please.
Yeah, right, straight up. And if they don't have it, let me get a Poland Spring and keep it moving. but the funny thing about it is having a beer, and I started with 100 bottles on the wall. Mm-hmm. So if you look around the circumference of this 5,000 square foot space I have, there's a bottle of beer along the entire molding, on everything in the bathroom. And when I stood back and looked at it, my boy, how many of those beers you drank, E-Dub?
One.
E-Dub doesn't drink the Heine's, but I just want to let you guys know, thank you for the compliment on the studio.
It was beautiful.
And for coming up. So let's just dig into what we're really here for. And before I do that, actually, I like to hit on something. And you saw my book.
Yeah.
Black Privilege by Charlemagne the God.
So many positive things about it.
Opportunity comes to those who create it.
Very true.
You said, what's so positive? What's your thought?
I've been hearing so many. I haven't read it yet, but I hear it's like reviews. Incredible book. Incredible.
Okay.
So I'm trying to jump on it real quick.
Well, the funny thing about this book, and I know I'm here to really build with you, but on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, and I'll let you guys know this, when we start talking and you say something profound, you drop a jewel, because that's something that people live by. And when I heard this title, Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It, I was very moved by that. And if you really dig into it, we control the opportunities that are around us. Yeah. Let's segue a little bit into the phone call I got when I made to New Era. So my wife was like, you got to call these guys up. I sent you an email or a text.
Called you literally 3 minutes later.
Right away. Right away, he called me, right? And then here we are, a day later. 2 days later?
24 hours. Less than 24 hours.
Bong, you're in the spot. Yeah. I want to applaud that action.
It.
No, that's big, yo. And we were talking offset, which is why interesting for me to have somebody here to stream what's going on, because offset is a really interesting organic mix that's happening. But you were saying, you took action.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. It's like Charlemagne said, people think everybody wants a check next to the opportunity. They want to check with the opportunity. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes you just got to do things for free. Sometimes you just got to just go for it without knowing that, maybe this chance will be the chance that you were looking for.
True.
And plus, you never know who you will meet. And I love that.
True. Yeah. No, but what's so funny, and I hear this from both of you, is you have what's considered, my boy Matty would say, we always return to this podcast I had with one of my very good friends. His name is Matt. And he says, when you have an open mind and an open heart, opportunities are abound.
And great things are going to happen.
So so that's a segue. So check this out. I had knee surgery like 2 weeks ago, and that's why we haven't really broadcast or done anything. And when I heard the book was coming out, I heard him on the radio like Tuesday saying, hey, I'm going to be at Barnes & Noble's in the city signing my book. The voice that I know so well says, you want to go to the next level? You want to bring Squirrel Rosenberg Radio and your team to the next level? Go to the city. Go to this book signing. Approach Charlemagne. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm busy. I got a lot of work going on. Plus, on top of that, I got a knee surgery. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? I got to park in the city. It's long story short, I pulled it off, went in, found parking, waddled up with my cane, walked right into Barnes & Noble, told the manager about my knee surgery. She said, hold 1 second. She went, she got me the book, brought me upstairs to the VIP section.
Oh, that's amazing.
I am now third in line.
That's crazy.
To get my book signed from Charlemagne.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Which I did get my book signed, and as I open it to you right now and show you, it says here, salute Squirrel Rosenberg.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
You
That's
follow?
dope.
Round of applause to that.
Thank you. I thank you. And I share that in detail because at the end of the day, the takeaway from this is opportunity comes to those who create it. Here you are looking at New Era, looking at Uneek. They got an opportunity, they took it, and we're here at Squirrel Rosenberg Radio about to get deep, about to hear about their music, and about to see exactly what's moving out here for these fellas. So let's jump into this real quick. I want to ask, where are you guys originally from?
Like nationality or like town?
No, let's go nationality. Let's go back.
Well, I'm Mexican.
Okay.
I'm Mexican. I was born there, and I came here to the States when I was maybe 3 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so I come straight from the motherland.
Oh, nice. let's
South of the border.
salute that.
Salute.
Yeah, let's salute that.
Salute to that.
Definitely. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm Peruvian.
Oh my God, bro! There's a Peruvian restaurant up here in Patterson.
Peruvian's crazy out
Dude,
here.
that chofa got me moving, bro. I gotta ooh. So your parents are originally from Mexico, and
both of them from Peru. Yeah.
have you been back?
Since I was a baby, probably 2.
So you haven't been back since.
Nah.
What about you?
Last time I went was maybe 7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 years ago. I was there for 10 months. I was actually trying to get my my paperwork straight so I can be able to work here.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
when you come here as a kid from another country, it's different when you go to a public school.
True. True.
There's really nothing to it, but once you're trying to get into the real world and start a job, you need all those documentation.
Yeah,
so.
especially with your boy Trump and the way he's moving out here, bro.
Man.
It's like, dude, when you told me you came from Mexico, I'm like, yes, he made it before the wall went up.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, I mean, let's just be real. It's crazy out there, you know what I mean?
It is.
But I do have great affiliation coming from Jamaica with Mexico and the Peruvian, because of the whole soccer thing. Because that whole soccer thing, it's
crazy.
a
It's
beast out
intense.
there,
It's
right?
intense.
You know what's funny? We were actually with my boy Steven watching the game on Sunday, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. When I tell you this kid wilded out and he won't let my other boy live down the fact that Barcelona
Jumped on him.
Oh,
did
wow.
everything.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there's no more fanatic a fan than a soccer fan. You know what I mean?
That's
man.
true. Very true.
That's
very
crazy. So
true.
let's just follow this. Coming through from Mexico and Peru, how did you guys meet?
I'll let him tell the story.
Oh man, I always tell this story. So basically, before I met Era, I was working on music. I've been working music for a long time. Around this time, I was working on this mixtape called New Rain. I was working on that. I put it out, and I think maybe I would say a month later, Era reached out to me via Twitter.
Okay.
He hit me up, saying, "Hey, I'm a big fan. I've been hearing your music, blah blah blah." And he was like, I would love to work on something. Maybe you could come over to my town. I have a studio, and we can do something. So I went out to his studio, and we were there. We were talking, vibing, and that's when we did the Can't Let It Go, the first one.
Okay, which we're gonna be hearing that pretty soon. As soon as we get into.
That's the remix.
That's the
isn't it?
remix.
I'm
So
talking
we
about
did
the
an
original
one.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we did an original one. We put that out, and then he hit me up again. He was like, "Yo, I have an idea for a remix." So I went back to his house. We did the remix, and then
Which is produced by.
it's all by
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
Changed the beat, kept the hook, and the same verse.
Okay, so let me do this a little bit before we even, because I like where you're taking me, but let me just go back 1 degree before.
And mind you, July is 2 years since we met.
you guys are moving.
Yeah.
2 years since we met.
So as you're telling the story, I was inspired to ask this question. What about his Twitter? What about his music that make you go, I want to work with this guy?
His voice, it just stood out from every other artist. I was like, he has that star voice. I was like, that could take me to the next level. I was like, yeah, he's the one.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I just felt it.
This guy sounds like an action guy. You know? He sounds like he's constantly taking action, and I love that. Yeah. But so fine. So let me take it a degree back. And I'll start with you, Era. What got you into production?
I would say like the two main influence. I would say the main one was my older brother. He was producing throughout high school, so as a little brother you want to be just like your older brother. True. He had the MPC 2000, the keyboards. I was trying to learn that, and then my second influence was Puff.
Okay.
Thing,
yeah. Puff really came in nice.
He killed it.
Yeah, Puff came in nice.
People make fun of me when I say Puff, but
no, but you're right. It's so funny because even for me, I thought the way Puff came in and put the team together and
the way he produced records was incredible.
Everything was unbelievable.
Yeah.
On top of that, I mean, in terms of people here behind the scenes may say he didn't like really play an instrument or anything along those lines, but if you're able to get people together and put people into the right places that they can do it, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. So, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. So did you take any music-wise, who's some of your influences? Name your top 4 influences. Old school, new school, whatever it may be in terms of music. Like where do you, are you sampling any stuff or just creating new stuff?
Oh yeah, I got my influence with my music is basically just the bad boy era. That just
straight 90s, Biggie.
Like Mace, Puff, 112, Total.
Okay.
Black Rob, but then also Joe Budden.
Okay, yeah, he's nice.
That's another one.
Yeah, I like
But
Joe.
Yeah, those were my main influence. But favorite rappers, like a whole different section.
Yeah, that's another hour conversation that we're not gonna have here.
But those are my two main influence when it came to what my music sounds like.
Oh, sweet.
Well, for me, my main influence when I first started rapping was Eminem. He's my favorite artist. I still
what's so funny, and I got to interrupt you on that because Eminem, very underrated at times, but the storytelling capability is unbelievable. Yeah. The metaphors, the way he just lays everything out, it's very few artists do that. So go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
And that's cool. But Eminem's my favorite artist. I remember the first record I ever heard by him. It was what is it? My Name Is.
Oh yeah.
My Name Is. That was my favorite record when that's what pretty much put me into hip hop. I was like maybe 11, 10 at the time. So that pretty much put me in the dynamic of like, yo, this is crazy. And then after that, that's when I started listening more of hip hop. That's when I got into like Biggie and like Pun.
Okay.
And then, stuff like that. So I was listening to all those type of records as a young kid. And I was like, this is something I want to do. And mind you, my family, my mother, she wanted to be an artist. So my mother always sang.
My next question was going to ask you that. Were the parents or your family in support of what you're about to do? Because a lot of times they'll tell you to go get a 9-to-5.
Yeah,
Continue.
I mean, at first, nobody was really with it. I think my mother was the only one who actually was like, strive for what you want. If you want it, just go out and get it.
Okay.
Everybody else in my family was very, skeptical and very like, oh, but you should be doing this, that, and the third. And the one conversation that I actually spoke to him about, the one conversation I remember I had this with my grandmother. And I remember this night because I saw a shooting star. So I had this conversation with her, and she told me, she was like, Jose, you really need to put down this music thing and focus on getting a real job, getting a real career. Mm-hmm. And mind you, I'm like 18 at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I can't do that. That's not me. That's not my life. That's not my destiny and what I should go for.
Well, what made you so passionate about that answer? At that age, how would you know?
Well, it's because I was getting so great at it. I was getting just so great at it, and I knew that I would come to a point where it's just like nobody can really touch me when it comes to writing. And that's how I feel right now. Like really, if I had to put myself in a category, I put myself in a category with probably the GOATs. For the fact being that my pen game is just too crazy. I can write records for anybody.
I love that. No, and here's what's so profound about what you're saying. When you transmit that confidence, nothing but the good can happen. So I love the way you're delivering that, because I'm over here going like, okay, this guy's spent. Okay, we're gonna find out because a little bit later on the Squirrel Rosenberg show, I'm gonna get on the 1 and 2s, and we're gonna drop some classic bad boy tunes, and we're gonna let Uneek get in and rock it, you know. But on the same segment, were your parents in support or your family in support?
At first, my parents weren't. But then when they started seeing me doing shows, interviews, when they heard our records on High 97, Power 105, got played in Japan, like they were like, oh, they were fully behind me.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Show and prove.
Yeah, the Japan one was, when I told them we got played in Japan, they were behind me 100%.
Wow,
yeah.
That's big. That's big. Yeah, salute to that. Yeah, let's toast to sticking to your dreams and blowing up. No, that's big. You know what I mean? As we enjoy the swig of this Heineken. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to make sure you see what's going on here in the scene. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're going to take a quick break. All the classic music you're hearing are coming from our SoundCloud. You can go there right now, Squirrel Rosenberg on our SoundCloud. Check that out. Just stay tuned. We're going to dig back a little bit deeper, come back, and then get back into some classic freestyle. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Uneek, New Era, 1. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio coming to you back from a little short little break so you can hear some of this classic music on our SoundCloud. And in the meantime, we were just catching up on a couple of things. We left off about the exposure to Hot 97 in Japan and that whole movement. But before I even jump on that, I just want to segue a little bit to how you got here through my wife meeting this dude by the name of Irving.
Yeah, he's probably one of my closest friends. We go way back from like high school. I remember I was at work. He texted me. He's like, yo, I need to talk to you. Just go on break real quick. I'm like, bro, I can't go on break. He's like, just go on break. I go on break. He calls me. He's like, yeah, I met your wife.
Yeah,
he's
right.
like, yeah, her husband's been in the industry, this and that. He knows people. He has a podcast or something. He's like, I'm gonna send him your music. You guys should do something. I was like, yeah, just go ahead. After that, I never heard from it again until yesterday.
Okay, cool.
But yesterday he texted me again. He sent me
it in a group chat.
He sent it in a group chat. He sent me an email.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, so call this guy. I was like, do you want to call? Do you want me to call? Then that's when you emailed me.
Right.
Called you
instantly.
Right.
The reason why I even brought that back up, which is, I was just saying to you, it's so interesting because you mentioned he's like your number one fan, but
biggest fan.
Yeah, it's so great to have somebody in your
fan.
corner that passionate. You know what I mean? Because as you go through life, those people keep pushing you. Because I'm pretty sure there's moments when you probably hit a couple roadblocks and you're like, but that person's behind you. You don't want to disappoint them, so just.
You know what I like about him? The thing about him, if it's whack, he'll tell you. He's not like one of those people like, yo, I like that just because it's you.
Yeah.
If it's whack, it's whack.
Big. So let's give a big toast to Irving, one of the catalysts to this whole movement, right? You know what I mean? Bong, Irving. So jumping back into the Japan thing, when you mentioned that, it kind of caught my eye, and I wanted, before I get to Japan, let's do some local stuff. So you've been on some of your records have been on Hot 97 and 105.1.
Yeah.
Which records were those?
I think it was I
like that and change. Yeah.
Okay. How did you get that exposure?
I'll let him.
We got that exposure through a friend of mine that we worked with.
Okay.
I guess you could say it was more of a business
type
of thing. he reached out to DJs because he's into the whole promoting thing and stuff like that. So he knows a few people. So he reached out to them, and we actually got played by DJ Ramos. So shout out to him.
Oh, nice, big shout out to DJ Ramos.
Then we got played on Hot 9 by DJ Drewski. So shout out to DJ Drewski.
Big shout out to Drewski.
And then I remember we went to what was
a party.
Yeah.
And we met Fat Fingers.
We met Fat Fingers, and from there on we kept a close relationship.
Big.
And from there on, he played our record also on Sirius Radio, and then he also played Change.
Nice.
I like that.
So while we're talking about, and I like the way you're just mentioning this title as you go along. If our listeners wanting to link to you guys and get some of that info, where could they get that information?
For like the records or
music,
SoundCloud.
anything.
You could just go to our SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/Poppy Johnson.
Poppy Johnson.
Poppy Johnson. Yeah.
Big. What?
The original.
The original Poppy.
The original Poppy.
Say that again.
SoundCloud.com/Poppy Johnson.
Oh, bong. We want to be able to tag that so we can
original
definitely
Poppy.
The original.
Yeah. So do you have a YouTube channel or anything like that?
YouTube.com/The Official Unique.
The Official Unique. All right, bang. We're gonna definitely get that going because when we come back, as a matter of fact, no, we're not even leaving right now. After this break, when we come back with the freestyle segment, I want to be able to make sure people can really tag into your music. So let's segue.
I want to play that Making Moves. I want that record. I want you to hear that.
Yeah,
record.
no, we're gonna when we get ready to rap, we're gonna go out with that record.
Okay,
all right, we're gonna go out with our and play that record in its entirety. But let's just segue from spoke about the local stuff. What about where you've been internationally? So you've been to Japan. What was that like?
Well, we weren't to Japan. Our record got played in Japan by Fat Fingers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
and
so
what's the response like?
The thing is, he played it during a set in one of the clubs in Japan. He hit us up and let us know what was going on. And we promoted the whole set and everything. So we really appreciate him for that because that was out the strength because not a lot of DJs out here do that.
True.
So shout out to DJ Fat Fingers.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Yeah, big that up. And what about local shows? You got some shows coming up?
Yeah, we got the Vibes Featuring You show. That's this Saturday.
Hopefully you can come.
Oh, definitely, we're gonna be there.
Definitely. And then we also got the Non-Filtered Radio show.
Yeah, the show in Queens on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Tavern Lounge.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, big. So the show that's coming up on Saturday, correct? Where's that gonna be?
That's actually in Patterson, 49 Market Street. And if you guys want to come, you guys go. Just go on my Instagram, and that's @Poppy Johnson. You can just go on my bio, and you can just buy the tickets there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. No doubt. We want to support that. So what I love, what I've heard is this evolution from we're from internationally, where you guys both came from, Peru, Mexico, coming here, connecting, moving forward. Let me ask you this as we get ready to get into the hip hop side of thing on the freestyles. Where would you like to see yourself?
Man.
And I know it's a very vague question.
I'll let because I feel like it's gonna be two different answers for me and him.
Well, that's what it should be.
So I'm gonna let him. I can let him.
No, you know what? He's been going all the time. You go first.
Me, to tell the truth, I just want to venture off in business. Like I'm using this music to help me go in business.
Okay.
So I'm trying to go in everything when it comes to liquor, to just business wise. Like I just want to invest
in being an entrepreneur.
I just want to music. I love music, my passion, but I know music's not making the money right now. Like what Logic said, they're not buying the music, they're buying the brand.
Okay. Wow. He just dropped a jewel on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. When you look into that camera, say that again, bro.
They're not buying the music, they're buying the brand. So that's why I told him, I was like, yeah, let's push the music, but this is what they're looking at.
Which is J&B Productions.
Yeah, so this is what I'm trying to push. I'm trying to venture off in other business, but yeah, this music, I'm gonna try to use this music to lift me off
to the next level.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
For me, I want to go down in history. I want to make timeless music. I want to be able to look back 25, 30, 50 years from now and be like, they're still playing my records in the clubs.
I want that too.
Yeah.
I want that too.
That's why you let him go first. That's why you let him go first.
I would also, hopefully, if God permits it, by His blessings and everything He's given to me to this point, I would love to win a Grammy someday. And then, I would also love to use the music to pursue a little bit of acting here and there, because I
put it
love
out there.
Yeah, I love everything that has to do with the arts. So, and, also write for big name artists if possible.
Yeah. Put it out there and be specific. That's why I really ask you what you want to do, because that's what the universe wants. The way it works is, and, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he says, I was telling him, and I said to him, so I'm trying to do this podcast. And he stopped me immediately. He goes, take the word trying out of it.
Just do it.
Yeah, because the universe doesn't understand trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It only understands a lack of action or an action.
Yeah.
And you guys are acting. And when you were talking earlier about your steadfastness, and I don't know if that's a word or a Jamaican word I just invented, but I'm going to ride out with it. But the way you stuck with the fact that you wanted to stay in music, even when your parents were like, dude, do this, do that. I salute you, because you're only happy within when you're doing what your talents associate with.
True.
A lot of people are doing another 9 to 5 because they have to survive.
Yeah.
But if you really focus on what am I good at? And let me just work on that, then you're going to be happy, and then all the blessings come forth.
Because, it's funny, I see a lot of people now that, I was doing music, and a lot of people I did music with and did records with. Now I just see them, doing the regular 9 to 5 thing, and, stuff like that. I look in the mirror sometimes, and I just tell myself, that we were actually in the car today, and I told him, I was like, by next year, I don't ever want to work again.
Ooh, toast to that.
That's a strong statement.
Yeah, no, toast to that, dude.
I didn't even agree to that.
No, toast to that. As a matter of fact, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. I'm gonna put a little pressure on for that, bro. No, seriously, bro. I like the fact that you said it, and we're gonna, because a year from now, I'm gonna have you back on the show if your management will allow me. Because now I probably am gonna have to, I'm probably gonna have to Skype you in or fly to Japan really to meet you. But no, the passion of what you're saying with is powerful, bro.
Yeah.
The power of words do
strong.
not devalue that.
Yeah.
So I big that up, man.
But I want to go back to when you were like, he does the most talking. What's crazy is when we first started, I did all the talking. That's why I see the way he evolved from the growth from the first day. So that's why right now I'm letting him talk, because in the beginning when I first met, he never wanted to talk in videos. Never talked at all.
Wow.
I did all the talking.
Wow.
Steven could tell you from the get-go. Like he hated talking. On records and in front of the camera.
Wow.
But now in interviews, like he does most. I'm like, go ahead.
No, that's big. That's big. I love the balance and
Yeah.
the way you guys complement each other. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of confidence. I know you've been really dropping the jewels in the conversation, but there's a lot of confidence on your end to be like, yo, let my man handle it.
I just want hits.
You know what I mean?
Hit after hit.
Yeah.
Goal.
Which is classic. So, are you doing productions outside of this, or just exclusively with Uneek?
It's just the team. That's it. Yeah. I just want to hit after hit.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That's all I care
We're
about.
just working hard to, I want to go down in history like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, James Brown. That's how I want to see myself.
Biggie.
Why not?
Biggie,
why not? You can. You have what it takes.
I want. Was it 2-3 diamond albums like Eminem?
Yeah. Big.
I want that.
Big, yeah.
So.
Set that up, bro.
Like
Because you know what's so funny? And we're going to close on this is everybody who's accomplished everything you guys just mentioned, there's nothing different between
what we said and they said. Yeah.
Nothing different.
You just gotta
I love the way
believe.
you just finished my statement.
Yeah,
right
I like that too. I like that too.
Come on, because you know why? Because you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about here. Just this organic flow. So we're gonna take a quick break. Come back on the 1 and 2s with my boy Uneek Era. We're gonna flip some classic bad boy tunes. We're gonna build a little bit. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. Stay tuned, guys. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio coming to you back here as we kick back and relax and listen to some of this classic music from Uneek and New Era. That's what we're banging in the background. What's the name of this record, guys?
I Like That.
I Like That. Yo, who wrote that record?
This fool right here.
This guy.
Classic.
You know what's the crazy part about this record? I didn't like it at first.
He hated it.
And you wrote it.
I know, that's crazy, right?
What happened?
Me. It was the.
He's the greatest thing that ever happened.
It was the best thing that ever happened to him. But the thing is, it's probably one of the things I got from Puff. I just know when it's the record.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is, Fat Fingers was like, yo, this is the record that's going to break y'all.
Wow.
This is the record that's going to break y'all into the industry.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're not even going to talk anymore. I'm going to have my boy E drop that record. Plug the record real quickly.
This is Uneek and New Era. I Like That.
I Like That.
I like that too.
Era beat.
It's a pop thing. Let me see what you can do with that there. Don't be scared. Just make it work. Let me see what you can do with that there.
You're on the production.
Don't be scared. Just make it work.
I like that.
Like that.
I like that.
Like that.
I like that.
Like that.
I like that.
Let me see what you can do with that there. Don't be scared. Just make it work. They said that I fell off, but I know I got it. Lock it down from my district all the way to Yonkers. The B-boys dancing and the girlies twerking. Been a hustler since day one, so you know I'm working. Poppy got the city on another bracket. I've been bound hoodie with the leather jacket. Keep it clean for business, but gritty on the mic. Ever pippin' with the ollie and I dunk it like a mic. This that we don't play, I'ma turn it up music. If I dumb it down anymore, I'ma need a rubric. I be twellas with the rice kind of seen west, so that means we eating good and counting more pesos.
Easy. I like what I'm hearing. As
long as we good and we got our own money, never gotta worry about anyone acting all funny.
Yeah, so you were talking about the delivery on that. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
I like that record. But
So you were telling me there's another big record that's coming up, which is the freestyle.
oh yeah, that freestyle we just recorded calling Making Moves with Era.
Okay.
I think it's over the Craig Mack and Puff record.
Oh, okay.
From '97. So yeah.
So you just dropped that. You produced that beat.
No, I didn't produce it. It's a freestyle.
Oh, just a freestyle. Just over that beat, and he's just going at it.
Yeah, we're both of us.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's run that. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, classic, Uneek and New Era.
Making moves with Era.
Gotta get the cash. Gotta get the dough.
Making moves with Era.
Gotta get the cash. Gotta get the dough. Yeah.
Making moves with Era.
That poppy that your niggas can't mess with. That poppy that your females wanna creep with. That poppy that you can't get along with. Play a hate but you wanna do a song with. That poppy that you see in the videos. That poppy with the jewels and the jiggy hoes. That poppy that die for his main man. That poppy with the game winning game plan.
We just keep it fresh like Febreze spray. We don't need a Ziploc. We been hip hop. Catalog getting bigger and bigger. The more you think I'm not relevant, the more I'm that nigga. Oh, I see.
Classic. I like what I hear. So here's what's gonna happen right here on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. That beat is a classic 90s beat.
Yeah.
Your delivery on the beat sounds official.
I appreciate it.
We're gonna drop something on the 1 and 2s. We're gonna let some 90s beat rock, and then let you just go in. All right. Can we do that? Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're gonna be taking a quick break. Listen, everything you're hearing right now is gonna be available on our SoundCloud. You want to tune into that, especially after we come back with this exclusive freestyle for Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Squirrel Rosenberg Instagram. Check out our YouTube channel. We'll be back. One.
Poppy that your niggas can't mess with. That poppy that your females wanna creep with. That poppy that you can't get along with. Play a hate but you wanna do a song.